Welcome to the Study Skills video series. This introductory part is for the teacher or parent who is concerned about their child or learner's academic performance. I think that the videos in themselves will be highly beneficial, but please download them, the worksheets and the workbooks, so that the child can have the full benefit and I can continue making videos like this. Thank you.
Good morning, guys. This is Uncle Jack, and we are already in session 24 of our Study Skills program, which means that at the end of this lesson, we would have covered 3/4 of the program already. And in this session, I'm going to look at links and diagrams as another way to recall information. And it will then be the last video on memory recall that we will be doing. What do I want you to be able to do after this session? I want you to be able to link related concepts, and I want you to be able to draw simple diagrams as a way to link related concepts. So why linking? What's the power of linking? Well, linking connects new information to what we already know. Now, it's much like hooks, but it is a little different. Okay, so it helps with retention and understanding. So it is not where some of the other techniques were really focused on getting back to the information. When we are using linking, we are really trying to understand the subject or the topic that we are working with. So here is an example of how linking could work, or one example of how you would use linking. Say, for instance, you have to uh, name the 7 ancient wonders of the world. And you know that the first one is the Pyramid of Gaza. The second one is the Hanging Tower of Babylon. And the third one is the statue that was, I forgot who it was from, the statue of in Alexandria. Okay. Uh, Now, those are 3 of the 7. And instead of trying to put them in your room or to link them with a number, what we are going for here is to link them directly. So the first thing that we will do is we will build a mind picture. We will visualize a pyramid. Okay. Then we will visualize a garden. And now we have 2 pictures and we have to link them. So what we will do, we will link the second one with the first one. And so we are hanging the garden from the pyramid to link them. Okay. Now we park that one. Okay. Now we're not thinking of the pyramid anymore. We're now focusing on the garden. Next thing we do is we imagine a statue. And what we do is we place it in the garden to link them. And then what we would do, we would put away the garden in our minds, kind of fading away. And then we focus on the statue. And then the next one, what I think we might see is the statue walking on the Great Wall of China. And that is how we can use linking in this case. I'm going to ask you to go and look up the 7 wonders of the ancient world and try to complete this exercise on your own. So another way that we actually use linking physically is through diagrams. So diagrams are structured ways of linking concepts, and we link them by actually drawing physical lines between the concepts, and sometimes we can put the little concepts in blocks or in other figures that encapsulate them, so that we can make the links even more visual and more vivid. Okay, even if it is less visual, they still represent connections. Okay, so even if you are just using little blocks and you have lines going to other little blocks, that's fine. I'm going to show you how to do that just now. So There's also the concept of layered learning, where we are required to make use of linking. So if you take a subject like math, math always build on prior knowledge. So before you can do the order of operations, you need to understand the basic symbols. Because if you didn't understand the basic symbols, then the order of operations will not make sense to you. Even if you understand the basic symbols and you do not have a basic understanding of how numbers work, then the symbols like multiplication, division will mean nothing to you because you are seeing them in isolation. Okay. So in math, new work is always based on old work, and therefore the mastery of the basics is absolutely essential. And it's not just true for math; it's true for almost all the subjects that we are doing. There's always a a master framework, you call it, a little bit from which everything else originates in any body of knowledge. Think of that starting point as the brain and then just everything being attached from that. So now what we can do, we can of course go and combine hooks and diagrams. So instead of just uh, using uh, normal numbering and normal shapes or little block shape, we can use shapes and images from the hook system. Or we can enclose the concept in meaningful figures, like a cheese, an apple, or a book. And I chose that specifically. Say you have a list and you have some things, the main list is A, B, C, D, E. But under A, you have one, two, three, four. And under one, you have another smaller A, B, C, D. Now that can become confusing. But if you say, okay, I'm going to replace the A with an A for apple. So every time on the highest level list, I'm going to put an apple. I know that under apples comes books, and under books comes cheese. Now, also, it's quite easy because apple is kind of round, book is kind of square, and the cheese you can imagine as a little slice. You can draw it as a slice, like a triangle. And then that gives you a vivid picture. And now, when you need to know what's important or what falls under what, you can simply look at those shapes that you use to put the information in. Let me explain this a little bit further to you. So here, for instance, we have an example of a diagram. And this is the diagram of effective study. This is what we've been doing all along. So in the beginning, we had a look at the study process. Then we focused a couple of lessons on planning for study. Then we had a couple of lessons on listening. Then we had a couple of lessons on note taking, then on reading, then summarizing, then memorizing, then exams, and then the process. But each of these have one or more lessons attached to it. So what you could do, so this is a perfectly valid, good diagram. But you can now say, okay, so instead of saying effective study, that's in the middle, I'm going to put my apple there, A for apple. And then little books around the apple for each one of these 8 areas that we've covered. And then what I will do is I will have little cheese triangles um, under each of them or linked to each of them. So to illustrate what planning or what listening and what note taking, what all of these things entail. Okay. And if this thing can get enormous, it can get very big. And when it gets very big, we call it a spider diagram. And really, where it helps us to make sure that we are not forgetting anything. So everything links, and then of course, what you will later discover that as you've linked different concepts, they might link back to each other as well, and new links form. So you're almost drawing like like a brain with neurons. Well, maybe if you're that artistic, you could go and draw a brain with neurons. So, for instance, here I've given you an activity 29 that's on your worksheets. The idea is to link food. So, memorize a list of fat burning foods using linking. And here I want you to do it the first way I explained. Okay. So, you take the nuts and then you can see there is chicken meat that the nuts is lying on. So you've got nuts lying on a on a on a chicken fillet. Now it's a crazy example, but I always say to you, don't worry about creating absurd examples. Then you put the nuts away, and now your chicken fillet is um, dumped into lemon water because that's also fat burning. Then you lose the chicken. Now you have the lemon water, and you link that to the next fat burning food, and so on. And remember, when you are linking, the order matters. It's chicken from egg. The chicken hatches from the egg, not the egg from the chicken. So your imaging must be quite clear. Another way, a much more fun way to practice your linking skills is to play the holiday link game. And you have as many people as possible that you want to play this game with. If it's in your family, maybe it's you, mom, dad, and a sibling. And you start by saying, I'm going on holiday and I am taking a suitcase. Now, the next player must repeat what you have said and add another item. So if you said, I'm going on holiday and I'm taking a suitcase, the next person goes, I am going on holiday, I am taking a suitcase and a laptop. Then the next person must go, I'm going on holiday and I am taking a suitcase, a laptop, and my trousers or my pants. And then you see how long you can continue. And those who forget anything or who mix up the order, they fall out and the rest continue. And then you can play this game and see who is the last man or woman standing. Once again, like with everything else we've done in this course, linking, you will get better at it as you practice it. Remember, the main message of this entire course remains the same. Everything that can be known can be learned, but everything that can be known must be learned. So you can master everything that you want to, but it requires effort and energy and time. Okay, then there's one here that I've called created graphics. That will be activity 31 on your worksheet, and you can choose a subject, any subject that you do at school. Say, for instance, it is social sciences. And you now put social sciences, for instance, in an apple, and then you say, or big apple, and then you say, but social sciences really has two components to it. It's got history and it's got geography. Okay. And then history has got two components to it. Maybe it's, or three components: African history, American history, European history. And then African history can have three parts to it. And so you go on and on and on, and just add the related info using lines, arrows, shapes, whichever way you want to do it. Okay. You can have a lot of fun with this. I hope that you will have a lot of fun with this. Now that we have come to the end of the memory techniques, I'm just reminding you that of the 6 memory techniques that we've done in this course, you might find that 3 are ones that work for you and are very enjoyable, and 3 just doesn't work for you. That is fine. Okay, don't worry about it. That's why we looked at 6 different memory techniques so that you can choose the ones that work for you. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you in the next lesson. Thank you.
Thank you for watching the entire video. Remember, study smart, not hard, and ask your parent or teacher to download the worksheet.